There's a new horror franchise on Netflix that has got everybody talking about. It's called Fear Street. So let's rank all three movies from worst to best. Hi, my name's Carl. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to another video. Today's video, we're going to be ranking the Fear Street franchise, which is available to stream on Netflix now. The three movies are Fear Street 1994, which is the first movie. We also have Fear Street 1978, which is the second movie. And lastly, we have Fear Street 1666. All three movies are available to stream on Netflix now. Please do not worry if you haven't seen any of the Fear Street movies, because this is a spoiler free. I won't give anything away. If you're visiting my channel for the very first time, Carlinio 9, hello and a massive welcome to you guys. Please consider subscribing and sharing this video if you can, because it really does help the channel out. I'd really appreciate it as well. Thank you so much. Fear Street was released at the beginning of July, over 3 weeks on Netflix. I must admit, when I first saw Fear Street pop up on Netflix, I didn't really know what to expect. Should I? Shouldn't I? We've just watched all three movies over 3 nights, and I was actually pleasantly surprised on how good these movies actually were. This is what's going to make this ranking so difficult, because each movie has good points and bad points. But overall, all the 3 movies were very good. A short recap on what the 3 movies are about. Don't worry, I won't give anything away. We basically have 2 towns. We have the Blue of Shadyside. Now in this town, there's been some brutal killings happening, and it's been nicknamed the killer capital of the USA, while next door we have the Red of Sunnyvale. Now this town is perfect, nothing's happening there. Out of the 2, if you had to pick, I think I'd pick Blue and live in Shadyside. It's a little bit more exciting, but that's just my opinion. With that said, let's try and put these 3 movies in some kind of order. Please do remember, it's not the right order, it's just my order. Let's begin. In last place at number 3, Fear Street 1666. When I got to watching this movie on the 3rd night, I said to my wife, oh, I'm not really looking forward to this one if I'm honest, because it's not my kind of era for horror movies, it being 1666. But after putting it on and giving it a go, it was a very good movie. This movie is split up in 2 parts. The first hour or so of this movie concentrates on a witch hunt in Shadyside way back in 1666. Then the second part of the movie, we fast forward to 1994, where they're trying to end the curse of the town. One thing let this movie down for me, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it would, and it's because they used the same cast. Overall, it was a very good movie, but because of that same cast issue, I just couldn't get used to it. I did like the way the movie showed little clips of Shadyside back in 1666, and we also got to see how Shadyside is in 1994. For instance, there's a very important tree. I won't go too much into detail, but we see it in 1666. And in 1994, they built a shopping mall around this particular tree. So this tree is inside the shopping mall. Very, very good the way they did that. Must admit, I really did struggle to make a decision on the next 2 movies. But number 2, Fear Street 1994. I love the way this movie had a Scream feel to it, with the killer outside and the telephone. It was just so well put together as well. Of course, this is where we get introduced to our characters and also the killers as well. Some of them were a bit silly. I do feel that this movie did have the best jump scenes. There was a couple of times when I did jump out my skin. Also, I must mention that all 3 movies did have a very good sound coming through the speakers as well. Number 1, I've gone with Fear Street 1978. This movie was set around summer camp, and this definitely had a Friday the 13th feel to it. So if you are a Friday the 13th fan, you will probably like this movie. I also feel the kill scenes were a lot better if you're into that kind of thing, but I don't think it was as scary. Overall, all 3 movies were very good, and it was actually quite difficult to do this ranking, even though there was only 3 movies, because they were all so good. And all of them were a breath of fresh air if you are a horror fan. Please do join me in the comments for a chat. I would love love to know, have you seen Fear Street yet? If so, what's your thoughts on these 3 movies? Also, leave your ranking of the 3 movies down below as well. I'd love to know what they are. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe if you can, because it really does help the channel out. Really appreciate it as well. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. You've been watching Carl on the channel Carlinio 9. Take care, guys. See you soon.